The world's largest organization for police says it's fighting a mental health crisis with an increasing number of suicides by officers. Nationwide, 188 have died by suicide so far this year. Now, that is twice the number of officers who have died in the line of duty. Think about that for a second. Yesterday, police chiefs from all around the country gathered in Chicago to address the crisis in a special forum for the very first time. Jeff Pegues has covered law enforcement extensively and moderated the discussion. Jeff, what did we learn?
Well, good morning. Police commissioners from around the country say removing the stigma of seeking help is the first step in combating this epidemic. We met with those inside, affected by suicide, and those outside of the department on the front lines of this fight.
He was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress, which he suffered with for 13 years.
At this year's International Association of Chiefs of Police Conference in Chicago, finding solutions for a disturbing trend in officer suicides was top of mind. JANICE McCarthy understands the importance of speaking up. Her husband, Paul, a 21-year veteran of the Massachusetts State Police, took his own life in 2006. What needs to change?
The culture needs to change.
It's that culture, which she calls a fear by police officers against expressing their emotional and mental health, that may be contributing to the increased police suicide rate. She believes her husband's suicide was brought on by his mental and physical struggles after he was run over by a bus while on the job.
You'll be fine. Suck it up. It'll go away. It didn't go away. And the department didn't know what to do with that.
Earlier this year, President Trump authorized $7.5 million annually for the next 5 years for national police suicide prevention efforts, including mental health screening and more training.
Let's just all admit we're broken and join arms and let's talk about this stuff. Because we're not meant to do this by ourselves. We're not meant to suppress all this.
Detective Matt Thornton has been with the Zion Police Department in Illinois for 16 years.
It's very, very difficult.
Thornton admits to bottoming out from the demands of the job and planning to take his own life.
Crying and going over this plan, and I see a lady walking in a parking lot, and she's coming straight to my squad car. She knocks on my window, and she hands me this red cross. And she said, "You need this." And it was the most surreal moment of my life.
He says that moment changed his life and made him realize that he needed to reach out for help, something cops don't often do.
It needs to come to the forefront because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of crying because I can see the signs because I lived them.
Well,
Thornton says that he has made it a point in his life to help fellow officers in need. Some departments do have trained mental health professionals on staff for support, but there doesn't appear to be a national standard for treatment or even the data to know what's really needed or available.
This is such a tough situation, it seems, because you expect police officers to be so strong and confident. And I've heard officers say, you know, you go to seek help and then they're judged,
yes,
and then sometimes they're ridiculed, which also makes it hard for them. I'm glad this is a conversation, Jeff.
Yeah, that is the stigma, right? You have this profession where you have to be macho and tough, and once you reveal this vulnerability, are you still going to have a job?
Exactly.
And we spent a lot of time talking about that yesterday.
but these guys see so much and experience so much out there in the field.
Well, how could that not affect you?
Yes.
Right? And that's what they were saying. If you're not human, well, yeah, of course, you're not going to be affected.
Right.
But if you're human and you see the kinds of things that they see over and over and over again, it adds up.
Police officers always see people at the worst day and the worst time of their lives.
Yep.
And they are human. They are human. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Sure.
The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is open 24 hours a day for anybody who needs help. That number is there on your screen, 1-800-273-8255.